It's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Hey, back with you here on a Thursday, a thunderific Thursday in Southern California. Good to be with you. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. Jesse T is in the house. It's the Jesse T Show. That's me. I can't help but being who I am. I hope you know who you are on the Pacific Coast. It's hot, it's glorious, and a long Independence weekend is coming up. Oh, man, it's going to be a good time. 4th of July, popping off some fireworks here and there, maybe popping off a few other things that are tremendously fun to light on fire and throw out into the ocean. Yeah, baby. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Hey, we are at www.thepowervoices.com, also on the AVTV Live and the Digital Broadcasting TV Network. Oh, man, we are broadcasting live on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Straight on the Point, The Power of Voices, YouTube Live, and The Power of Voices. Instagram got a little bit of pre-show organization going on there. Instagram Live, Jesse Terrero, good to have you there. Periscope, we're jamming up at too. Snapchat, Google+, Diggy, Pinterest, Blogger, Twitter. Yeah, I'd like the Twitter. Oh, baby, give me some Twitter here and there. And the man that we have in the house today, it's going to be a great show. I told you it was going to be a good show. I know what he's doing over here. I'm just ignoring him. That's what I'm doing right now. It's of course, the very funny, the very talented, and the very, very, very handsome David Shark Freilich! Yeah!
And the crowd goes crazy.
Come on, let's give him a flash.
Yeah.
Come on! Yeah!
It's not a tumor.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
right.
probably, Jesse, would have been easier to say the things that you don't represent yourself on social media. You went down a laundry list, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And of course, we broadcast every day here from 5 to 6, Monday through Friday on the Power Voices radio feed. So we're out on that too with millions and millions and millions of viewers and listeners. Oh, yeah. What can I say? But good people like you coming and joining us, that makes the show so much more fun. So we've got an hour to have a great time. And, you know, guys like David, let me tell you about this guy. First off, I got to set it up because this is the absolute truth. This man is a working actor, a working stuntman, a working producer in Hollywood here. This guy has been around for many decades, honing his craft. It's unbelievable. You know, sometimes you get with actors, producers, stuntmen, whatever, and they do 3, 4, 10, 15 projects. But this man has hundreds and hundreds of credits, and probably, I'm sure there's stuff that's not even on IMDb from stuff that you do, because, you know, not everything gets on there. I mean, what a fantastic career you have had. I mean, wonderful.
Jesse, I must say you're a bit too kind, and not from across the pond like most people think because of I talk like this. But yeah, I've done quite a few films. School of Hard Knocks. Nothing was really handed to me, and I love, as a matter of fact, earning it. I hope you guys do too.
Man, and you have earned it, because being a stuntman is probably one of the most difficult jobs on the planet Earth. Now, when you got into stunts, what was your primary area? Were you into car stunts or fight stunts or breaking through doors, or did you fall out of buildings? Because every stuntman kind of starts somewhere and they graduate to other things. How about for you?
Mine was martial arts. I come from, like you,
right,
martial arts background. I started with judo when I was 6.5, 7.
I started with Gloria. You had judo, I had Gloria.
Oh,
yes.
Brother, sister's friend that lives near the ice machine.
That's right. Yeah. I just thought you'd want to know that. Okay.
GLORIA.
Yeah, we were Wing Chunging, but we weren't Wang Chunging.
Nice. Big difference.
It's a big difference. Yeah. Anyhow, tell me about judo and where you went from there.
Sorry about that. Who's groaning in the corner? I think, my father was ex-military, a major in the Army under the Corps of Engineers and direct command of MacArthur.
Get out of here.
Which a major is higher than a captain if you're in the Army.
Right.
Crossed the South China Sea after he got one up check, one down check to be a pilot to go do the, invasion. And he crossed the South China Sea, landed in the French Indochina, and the French turned him over to the Japanese, where he was a prisoner of war for 3.5 years and helped to build the bridge over River Kwai.
Really? So you have that story in your lineage. The real story, the real deal story.
Right.
The movie was great, but it sure left a lot of stuff out.
This is the old one, not the new one.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
But what's weird is my mom says that there was no lifeguard at my gene pool, but I'm so blessed and honored to be part of her and him, and he's been gone since March 3rd, 91. He was born 1910, 2 years before the Titanic sunk.
So actually, he entered the war at an older age.
That's why he was an officer.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had already put a lot of time in to get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
My grandfather was born in 1902.
Wow.
And he entered World War II, tried to sign up. They wouldn't take him, but he was a country boy from Pana, Illinois.
Wow.
For big farm boy, big, huge farm boy. He played for Pop Warner, actually the Pop Warner. He played for the Chicago Bears when there were no uniforms. He played for Army when there were no, when they were out in the pasture.
Leather helmets.
They were leathernecks, no pads. And I still have all that gear. He kept it. But anyhow, they wouldn't let him go and fight anywhere in the World War II because he was too old at the time. At least that's what they said. But he was a big man. He was just a huge Scott-Irish farm boy.
Right.
And so because he could drive farm equipment and all the old-time steam engine farm equipment, all that stuff, they sent him down to Panama in the Army Corps of Engineers, brother. Isn't it a small world?
It's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, he was an Army Corps engineer guy, and all they did was dredge the canal and protect it from the U-boats coming in and trying to destroy it.
Which is why I don't understand why we gave up the Panama Canal during a certain...
Oh, yeah.
After so many hundreds and thousands of lives died from malaria and this and that.
Oh, just keeping that thing open. It was take your life in your own hands. If you've ever been down in the Panama Canal, it's a feat that you've never seen before on the face of the planet Earth. Even the Suez Canal isn't even like the Panama Canal because the Panama Canal was so built way before the Suez Canal, so the technology wasn't there. You had actually guys down there with picks and shovels digging mud.
Yeah. Exactly. And dynamite and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they made it big enough the cruise ships can fit in there, but for the aircraft carriers at the time.
Yeah, right. Just a few
inches.
That's what she said. Just a few inches. I said, thank you.
That much.
Yes,
Speaking of playing for a team.
Yes.
I left Coral Gables Elementary, Carver Junior, Ponce, DeLeon, and Gables. Went to a little town in Alabama on the Eastern Shore called Fairhope for my 11th grade. Went back to graduate with 12th, so I'm not in 3 yearbooks.
Right.
But then I was a walk-on receiver for the last 4 years of Bear Bryant.
Oh, that is for the Bear Bryant.
79, first year I walked on, national championship.
Wow.
Had a ring and the city limits jacket and stuff stolen from South Miami Beach, but the legacy of doing that, whether my roommate was Richard Tyson, you remember him from Two Moon Junction, 3 O'Clock High, Kindergarten Cop, Rob Roundtree, and another guy, who was it? Robert Sully.
Robert Sully.
But they weren't players, but it was amazing. And you could be in a room of 250 people and hear a pin drop, and old Bear Bryant just grumble along, "You boys, one more time. We're all winners here. Anybody can come see me." It's just
that was God talking, literally.
Speaking of God talking, couldn't count how many times I was caught. I was a receiver by some big lineman or linebacker's finger on that stretchy jersey and got swung around 580 degrees and slammed and looking out of the friggin' ear hole, and you're bleeding and numb and like, let's do it again.
So playing for Bear Bryant and Alabama, that must.
I got to shout out Roll Tide.
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, that must have
nothing
been.
against Auburn.
But you got Alabama, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, at that time,
every in-state has their own rival. USC, UCLA, Florida, Florida State.
That's Alabama, man.
I hear you.
That's Bear Bryant. What's the one distinct memory you have of Bear Bryant that really stuck in your head that happened to you with your relationship with him?
Just put me through the gauntlet and make me earn our stripes. We had these things in the off season downstairs in the basketball stadium, downstairs,
Right.
and there's no air down there, and there's just big, 55-gallon trash cans at each end, and they run you so hard. I was with Coach Marks, the receiver, and you either faint and they carry you off, or you throw up and you keep going.
Right. There's nothing in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like being in the military. Big hat off to our military, to our veterans.
Oh, yeah.
God bless
Absolutely.
America. And
Come on, they're the greatest heroes. They're the greatest heroes, and they all are volunteers in this day and time.
Yeah,
I mean, a guy decides, or a woman decides they want to go and defend America, and then they come back and they just they get yelled at by a lot of what's happening today politically in our country, and we're not taking care of our veterans as well as we should. And I believe they should just get carte blanche. I mean, they've given up a
totally
good portion
agree.
of their life and limbs.
well, every weekend I was growing up, since my dad was, brass,
Right.
the kernel leaf, or not the kernel leaf, but the
Right.
gold leaf on your thing.
Right.
He got me into the tadpoles. I was, a sea cadet training with the Seabees and
Right.
joined the Naval Reserve. And then when I went to college, I transferred into the Air Force Reserve,
Right.
Maxwell Air Force Base. And, I wanted to be a pilot off a carrier and fly the F-16s.
Yeah, my father flew off to Lexington in Korea, the tanker plane, and they carried the nuclear bomb because it was the biggest plane that could do it at the time in the 1950s. And he tells some harrowing stories of
In the
trying
50s.
to.
What
Yeah.
was it? Wasn't it the Enola Gay that dropped the...
No, he wasn't that, but they used to have, each carrier had one atomic bomb. And the only plane that was big enough to carry it off the Korean era carriers was a tanker plane. So they would swap out the tank that would refuel the jets coming back from the
gotcha.
sorties that they did.
Right.
And they would put the A bomb in the tank there, and then take the plane off and fly around and do their drills and all that. Then come back and take the A bomb out, and then put the gas tank back in and fill the gas tank on. Then go around and fill the jets coming back in. The first jets coming. That's what my dad did. And
Your dad was a pilot.
well, there were three on the plane.
Yeah.
Pilot,
Co-pilot,
co-pilot, and he
navigator.
the engineer, navigator, everything, fueler, everything.
I soloed at 5 hours out of Burnside, Tamiami Airport,
Really?
down South Florida.
Yeah.
A guy named Wayne Burkett, who had 20-something thousand hours in Vietnam,
Isn't that amazing?
showed me how to do a wing over with a 172, and he goes, "You're not supposed to do this, and don't tell anybody, but the plane can't read." And I'm like, my guts are in my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Talking about putting your tail between your legs.
So I'm in Texas, Brownsville. I'm in Brownsville, Texas, with the group that I managed called the Movement, and we're doing the Texas route with the groups, and driving a bus and flying 8-seater twin turboprops, right?
Wow.
So we get into Brownsville, then we drive up to Corpus Christi, and I see a sign that says Maritime Museum, USS Lexington. I go, get out of here. That's my dad's ship, right?
Right.
So I go to the ship, and I'm walking around the ship and remembering all these stories that he would say when they're out in the middle of the South China Sea, and it's completely pitch black, and the lights come on at the last second for the runway, and they have to find it, and how many times they've almost had to pitch the plane into the ocean.
My dad told me stories.
Yeah, just
Waves 100 feet high, 1,500 feet apart.
doing this kind of crap.
But you don't feel it but you get near shore.
Oh yeah. It's unbelievable.
Sayonara, Chari.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. So from there, then you came to Hollywood, or
Yeah, I was
what
chasing.
happened?
I had to gotten a altercation. I was kind of a rebel. With the cause. Yeah.
No, really? You?
Yeah.
Come on.
And long story short, it's like I kept hearing this little voice in my head saying, "Go west, young man. Go west. Your best is west." And I went from big fish, little pond,
Right.
to little fish, big pond.
Right.
And I earned my stripes at this company called AIP, Action International Pictures.
You know
work with
Bobby
David-
Woods, and you know Michael Barron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff Rice and Eric
Right.
Parkinson and David Winters.
Yeah.
And all these guys. My first film was in Alabama called Soul Taker. And I worked with Robert Zadar, Joe Estevez, and Vivian Schilling. And it was one of these like supernatural.
Yeah, right.
And you're like,
yeah.
And then I came out and did Invasion Force, and then it just kept going and going and going. And, I was basically like a warrior, like you.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep going, man.
You're 20-something years old.
You don't
You're
know
there-
any difference.
No, and you like
Right.
pain.
Oh yeah,
You
give it
want
to
to
me.
get
Give me some more.
Come on, hit me again.
I'll get up. No problem. No problem.
and
right?
you heal quick, and you
Right.
bounce on. I was doing a full splits and backflips, and martial arts it teaches
Yeah.
you the discipline, mind over matter.
Right.
If you don't mind,
It don't matter.
there you go.
It don't matter,
No,
man.
busted knuckles and
Oh yeah,
shit
I
sticking
busted all
out.
my hands.
Yeah,
man.
just
pop the shoulders.
Pop it
everything.
back in, let's go.
Right, man. I'm telling
and it
you.
was on water ski and playing rugby and tennis,
Right.
and doing a little deep sea drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, well, people in LA don't know what deep sea drinking is.
There's some crazy stuff in this town.
Absolutely.
Any big town's got
Yeah.
its own, its own pulse, its own rhythm.
But
its own
obviously, you loved the stunt work. You loved the
love it.
physical aspect of it.
precision driving and martial arts.
And then you got your
fights.
card because you got a speaking role, right? And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got, and
Taft Hartley
yeah,
on
Taft Hartley. Right?
Revenge of the Nerds 2.
Revenge
Nerds in
of-
Paradise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By
yeah.
Glenn Wilder.
Yeah, probably paid what, $289 for your card
I
then?
don't know.
Some
it was in Black Sunday and
Yeah.
Miami Vice and all
Right.
these,
Yeah.
little parts and big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can check him out on the IMDb. I mean, it's just a fabulous career. Just a fabulous career. And,
Well, there's always room for improvement. I'm looking forward to that. I've been
Yeah.
kind of sucking wind and trying to get back on my feet. I got a mom. She'll be 85 in September. She's
Right.
got Alzheimer's and
I'm
dementia.
sorry, man. Oh,
And she's a
that's bad.
fighter and a struggler, and she's a warrior. She doesn't
Right.
complain or bitch or nothing. And I just had to bury my dog of 15 and a half years a week ago Saturday.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a girlfriend that's kind of,
A
I
girlfriend.
want to make it work out, but the distance between us, land-wise,
Right.
yeah, she's up in Canada,
Yeah.
is just,
up in Canada, eh?
it hurts.
Yeah. Hey.
But a beautiful girl, I love her to
Right.
death, would do anything for her. Just like you, I'd take
Yeah.
a bullet and dive in front of a bus or whatever. But I'm just trying to, knock the cobwebs off after a few, what would normally debilitate most people.
Yeah.
You know how we are.
Oh, no.
We have to go in a corner and lick our wounds for a while.
Yeah, just come back. It's always about coming back. I mean, there's that great quote in Stallone's movie where he's talking to his son outside the restaurant in the alley, and he says, "You're a fighter. You don't give up. You don't quit. You know." And it's not about the guy who gets hit. It's about the guy who keeps getting up. It's not about the champion who
I just
wins.
read that today somewhere.
Yeah, it's about the guy who keeps getting up, and says that's all you got from me.
You got to
That's all.
remember also,
Yeah.
the early bird usually does get the worm,
Right.
but the second mouse gets the cheese.
Oh, baby, that's right. Isn't that the truth? Oh man, David, the shark, man.
Oh.
Now you know why you call him the shark, man.
There's a quote I got to tell you guys, and I just found it today, and I forget what book it came out of, but it says, quote unquote, "Within the cave you fear lies the treasure that you seek."
Christopher Walken style.
No, within the cave you fear lies the treasure that you seek.
Arnold
Bang.
Schwarzenegger
Wow.
style.
Within the cave you fear lies the treasure that you seek, yes. Ow.
Man of many talents.
Believe me now and believe me later. Yeah, listen to me.
That's man of many talents, man. I'm telling you. David Freilich, everybody. Good to have you with us on
Good
the
to be
Power
here.
Voices and the Jesse T Show. Now, you got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to show some of this stuff off because a lot of cats can't get on the computer right now. But this was a picture of you doing a beautiful kick. Nice and high and straight. The foot is perfect. Look at that. Great balance on
If
one
you
leg.
do tilt the picture level, you'll
Yeah.
see it goes even higher.
Yeah, look at that.
But that was David Paul shot that. It was on Men and Health Fitness or something.
Right.
Issue 4, volume something. I don't know. But yeah, I've been doing it, bro. And the working out at that Santa Monica quad just south of the gym on the rings and the poles and the
Yeah,
vaults and
yeah.
handstands and flips. And, it's amazing down there.
My son is a Spartan racer, and he's an elite pro, and he has gotten into the aspect of rings and all kinds of gymnastics workouts.
I was into that.
Absolutely,
so heavy.
powerful. He's so powerful.
You don't need a gym. You don't
No,
need weights
no.
if you do your
He's-
body weight.
It's unbelievable.
Like
the
a
strength
lion, a
of that
gorilla.
Here's a great picture. We used to do these things called Z cards, or 3 pictures in one. It's kind of cool. You got a different look here. Looking pretty good there, pal.
It's the good,
It's really
bad,
good.
and the ugly.
I like that.
And it's written in Spanish too. Yeah, I was on Young and the Restless. Walked in there out of, whatever.
Doris
couple
Sabaha.
100 people, then down to 100 and something, and then third, fourth call back, and then you're down to, a dozen in the hallway. And when I walked in there, Ed Scott goes, "I knew you were the Larry Wharton we were looking for."
Yeah.
And a few months job back in 98, 97 turned into 8 years.
Doris Sabaha casting. Right. Doris casted that for years and decades.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Y&R. And I was on Y&R in 83 to 86.
Wow.
I was Larry the Orderly.
I started out as Lawrence, and they changed, or Lou, and they changed me to Larry Wharton.
They never gave me a last name, but I did get a contract for 3 years.
There you go.
So I didn't
Good
care.
looking.
Hey, man. Takes
a stud to build a house.
I was baiting up an ingenue, a little candy striper girl in the hospital there all the time. That was why I was there.
Oh, I got
I
a
was
good
hooking
story
up with
about
her,
it.
hooking up with her, hooking up with her. And boy, I always tried to hook up with her outside, but it just, it didn't work out. Give me some more of this stuff. This is cool.
Many paths up the mountain, but only one moon to see.
I like that. Man, you sound like Eric Lee.
Wow.
Great picture. Great headshot. Great
That's
headshot.
back in the day a little
Oh,
bit.
isn't that back in the day?
And
I
it's
mean-
all subject to your opinion, and opinions are like farts. No
Yeah.
one thinks that there's stink.
Oh, yeah. Or it's like air that blows through the trees and a woman. They come and go. There's another great shot there. Yeah. So, when you're in the business, you have to be able to morph into all kinds of different characters and all kinds of different storylines.
Here's me on Young and the Restless.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's when I had to paint all my own tattoos.
Isn't it? Yeah. Tats were not
I did
really
three different color Sharpies and powdered it. And you got to clean it with alcohol first, and then put underarm deodorant on it afterwards to keep it from sweating off. Because I would do push-ups in between sets.
Yes. Keep that bump, baby.
It's not a toma, yes.
Keep that bump. Yes. So this is a great movie. You were with Van Damme on this movie. This is like one of
That's
hundreds.
VHS, bro. It's on DVD now.
And
That
you
was
know,
99.
Now, guys, if you don't know what this is, that's a tape. And you see what it does is it goes into the machine this way with that out like this, and it's like this. It goes,
Yeah, and it'll
and
eat it.
there, it eats it. And then it goes round and around these heads, and essentially you get to see the picture. It's called a.
If you remember a cassette tape,
Yeah.
that was audio.
Yeah,
This is
see?
both visual and audio.
And they beat out Beta. They
Yep.
beat the pants out of Beta. Beta was a little smaller, actually better technology. But
I remember the 8-tracks we had in
Oh,
my
God.
Chevelle during high school.
come on, how about the 4-tracks?
Never saw that.
You never saw 4
I
tracks?
saw 8-track.
Yeah, well, yeah, 8-tracks are cool. I had 8-track. I had, yeah, man, 8-tracks and cassettes, then CDs.
Right.
And beautiful, handsome shot right there.
I'm actually a strawberry blonde, and they dye it dark to make me look more menacing.
Yeah, well, you can carry that kind of
I'm
Italian, Polish, Russian kind of look, with dark hair.
You look like a handsomer Eric Roberts.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I get that all the time. Even Eric says I look like him. I said, well, thanks. Can you introduce me to your sister?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
You have to realize that the world breaks everyone.
It does.
And afterwards, if you're lucky, sometimes many are stronger in the broken places.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It's like using that, what's it called, liquid nails when you're into construction.
Yeah,
Once you
I
put
love
that
liquid
on,
nails,
it'll
man.
never break there. It'll break somewhere else, no
It
matter
always
what.
does.
Yeah.
It never will break at that spot. That's right. It never will. So now as we move through your career and you start getting all these roles and people are knowing you in the business and things start opening up for you. You have some more opportunities that come your way because of the people you meet and the success that you have. You have some things that are very dear to your heart in terms of the social aspects of life. And I know that one of the things that I do is the human trafficking. And
I'm a big proponent of that. I saw about a year ago something, I think it was called Hidden Tears.
yes, yeah.
At the Writers Guild. I think it
Yeah.
was there, and it was just a huge turnout, and people were just like swallowing their tongue because it exposed so many of the pedophiles and the pervs in the industry on whatever coast and whatever fashion or modeling or acting class or this or producer, seducer,
Right.
you name it, and it was just horrific.
Yeah,
How they pass these poor
when
little
you
kids
don't
around.
when you don't realize what's happening, and then you see it for the first time. Now it's at epidemic level. It's on every news station. It's talked about in every magazine. It's talked about on the internet. But, 10 years ago, it wasn't.
No.
And when we got involved with Coalition Against Human Trafficking and caught, we cleaned up just a little area in Sun Valley, Lancashire, and San Fernando Road, a 100-year prostitution and pimp problem there. We were able to clean it up after 5 years.
Wow.
But one of the things that you learn is that most of the little boys and little girls aren't even from here. They're being brought in from state lines somewhere else, usually Arizona, Florida, or Texas, or Nevada. That's the circuit that they kind of go
I
in.
hear Arizona's the highest abduction.
Yeah.
Phoenix or something.
Yeah, it really is. It's terrible. And one of the things that we do is we go out. I dog down pimps.
Nice.
On Sepulveda Boulevard, 3-4 times a month, grabbing up as much information, and I get it out to the DEA, FBI, Vice, LAPD, that kind of stuff.
Good.
And we've had some interesting altercations.
It's going on right now in Hollywood.
Right now.
10 miles from here.
You look at, there are so many houses in the Hollywood Hills that are basically prostitution houses for little boys and girls. And I'm not afraid to say it because I really don't care what people think. And that is, there's a whole ring of old-time people in this town that are very powerful that participate in these type of sexual romps with little boys and little girls all the time, selling them a ticket that they're going to be superstars, something like that.
If you just sleep with so-and-so,
Yeah.
just do them a favor and go down. Don't worry about it.
Right. And so,
Your career will
one of the
go
things
through
that
the
I
roof.
want to do is expose that.
I want to go undercover in disguise and find the whatever
You can do
kingpin.
some micro cameras, man.
What,
We can
not just record it, but
No, believe me, the camera goes off then.
Yeah.
In that respect. But I think one of the things that your notoriety and the ability to have this kind of success.
That's just it. I don't want to get recognized, but I want to go and get the grunt and lay out in the bush for 3 days and tape that and
that's
climb the wall and dig the tunnel.
That's what we
it
do.
takes. Yeah.
That's what we do in a kind of microcosm of that. And that's the kind of effort it takes. And we have to clean up society because, man, the internet has brought all the perverts out. Like the guy.
What was that thing, that 10-year show that the guy had, the bit thing where the guys would show up?
Chris, whatchamacallit?
People would show up with a 12-pack of beer and some condoms to a little 11-year-old's house. And no one else is home, and they come in. And, we were just going to talk on the couch.
Right. Yeah. A guy would show up naked.
Yeah.
Naked. Walk out the door naked. And this is the first time.
Hey, is Billy there?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know what came over me.
I drove around for a couple hours, and I decided just to make sure he was all right.
Yeah.
He sounded really scared and lonely.
Yeah, so I just wanted to see him.
God.
And I don't know what happened to my car.
I
only did it one time.
Yeah, right.
289 times, according to FBI statistics nationwide, before the first pop of a pervert like that gets taken down. 289 lives he has wrecked. Or she, for that matter, because now that's the big thing with these teachers. But 289 times they've wrecked
That's
young
the
people's
average
lives.
of
That's the average.
when one gets
nationwide.
popped, they confess.
289 times before they got away with it.
Don't get me started on a certain thing. I'll get even further blackballed out of Hollywood.
Well, we don't want that to happen, man.
Yeah, too late. Forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Next.
You got to stand up for what you believe
I
is
do.
right,
And if you don't, then you'll fall for anything.
You got to know who you are and where you come from, so you know where you're going. That's the bottom line to that. So, I welcome you on the team. If we're putting together a new organization that's being funded nonprofit wise, and we're going to start doing some things in that arena because that's what this town is all about.
One thing that parlays from that to this is I was a bad boy growing up. I questioned authority. I was, kicked out of school and detention, and after this, and you can't go there, and you're grounded. And then you learn after a while, is that really the life you want to live?
Right.
And then if you keep on it, further down, you get into that rabbit hole where it's a suction of the funnel. When you hit the lever on the toilet, you can't escape it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've seen so many guys that, they're doing triple life and they got killed at the wrong place, the wrong time. And I decided when I was like 27, I found the man upstairs.
Yeah.
because if someone forces stuff down your throat,
I rebel.
Exactly. Same here.
I just, what?
And it takes a while to see. There's a song, I even wrote some poetry about it. Phil Collins does it. You can tell by she's been lonely. Oh, think twice. It's another man for you and me in Paris. Whatever that song is amazing. Yeah. And I just envision that, and I've seen people, like I used to work construction and contractor, and you got to get up and beat the traffic in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm there at 5:30, and you see people from the night before with ripped stockings and glitter in their hair that are just wired for sound because they went to the after hours party and underground this. And, I used to hang with Rick James, Julian Lennon, Prince.
Yeah, I knew all those cats, man.
All the clubs.
We did shows.
My buddy was a bouncer for Billy Idol and Warrant, Poison. Used to hang out at the Rainbow, the Roxy, Vertigo, China Club.
I used to be in there all the time with the stations that I worked at here in town, Los Angeles.
I was in New York back when who had Studio 54.
Oh boy, that's
the
going
Limelight.
Back some time. Oh, the Limelight. We used
Kit
to perform.
Kat Club.
We used to perform at the Limelight all the time with, especially underground techno rap. Techno music.
If you guys haven't been to the Limelight it was this converted huge cathedral church.
I swear to God, that place had friggin' ghosts.
Yeah.
You go up high where the DJ booth was and the stage was down below.
7 stories.
Yeah, that thing had ghosts. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I don't drink and I never have, and I don't do it. But I swear to God, I've seen apparitions in that place. We were in there more than enough times. That place was haunted.
Let me tell you about Haunted. I did a film with Master P. Called Lockdown, and we shot it in the Santa Fe State Penitentiary for 2 months. And off these corridors, down in D section or whatever, where they had whatever, they wrote 2 books about it, Hell's Kitchen and The Devil's Butcher Shop. And in between scenes, I got this self-imposed spiked hair and 30 tattoos, and you're waiting on your time, and they had the overthrow the guard at 3 a.m. complaining, I got appendicitis, that's killing me, I need a doctor. And then they knock him out, take the keys, overthrow the control panel, and then they rule the whole prison. And they cut off the heads of snitches with a shovel. They burn them in the fetal position in the chapel. They injected them with all the drugs. You know what I'm saying? It was haunted. And I felt this pressure one night where it was like, how they rack focus where it's coming towards you, but you're backing up. And then you want to go, but you're being held back by 10 football fields.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, if I don't get out of here, they're going to get in me.
Right.
And Jesus, I had goosebumps for 3-4 days. I'm like, I'm not going down there again.
Especially when you go to a place,
because there's haunted spirits,
man, when you go to a place where you're doing some work like that, or a club or a concert venue, and something horrible happened there at some point in the history, and that building still exists. Okay, you kind of walk into these joints and you feel it immediately. And if you're there, if you happen to scoot around where nobody goes, then you even feel it more.
That's where it was.
Yeah, you kind of because you get bored, man. You're out there, you start exploring. I know, man.
But you're like me. It's like you fear no man.
No,
unless he's got 6 arms and 4 legs and whatever. But what you fear is the stuff.
Right.
The wrath of whatever.
The wrath of whatever. Look, dude, let me tell you, one of my buddies, Jason Benavidez, he's not in the business or anything, but he's a great baseball coach. Wow. Great baseball. He just a wonderful man. Anyhow, when my son was younger, youth baseball coach, and we coached a team together, did real well with. But the bottom line, he has a side business. He cleans buildings for a living on the side. He has his regular job at the bank, and then he cleans these buildings. And one night, some of his help didn't show up. And, I started working with my grandpa at 6 years old, swashing toilets, because that's what he did. Yeah. He worked at Warner Brothers for 51 years. He was hired by Jack Warner.
Wow.
In 1938.
Wow.
And so, but the side job that he had was cleaning floors and maintenance of windows and buildings and all kinds. So he asks me to come with him one night. And I said, okay, no problem. And so I show up. So we get to this building, man, on Van Nuys Boulevard and Van Owen. Van Nuys Boulevard and Burbank. In this building. And
where they shot American Graffiti.
Not too far from it. Not too far down. And Of course, that building's not there anymore. But he goes, you take the second floor. I said, okay. He takes the third floor, and I take the second floor. I'm in there cleaning this thing up, man, and I'm in the kitchen, and I clean the kitchen up, and then I go back to the father's office, start picking up all the trash and crap, and all of a sudden I hear this thing like this, right? I go, okay, so I come back out. A cup is on the floor in the kitchen. I'm okay, so I picked it up, put the cup back, right?
That was a big rat.
Yeah, no big deal. So I go back, and then a few minutes later, I hear this. So I come back and I go, Jason, what are you doing? Right? I'm thinking he's playing a game, right? And the cup is now on the floor again. I pick it up, put it back. I get out. I go again. I hear this. Okay. Now I turn around. I go back to the kitchen. I'm pissed now. I am pissed, right? So I grab something. Well, I always grab something. I always got something, right?
Nice.
I always got something. And I'm walking. I go, Jason, no more, messing around here, man. The refrigerator is open, just so you can see the light in the refrigerator. The cup is underneath the table, which is 3 feet away from where I put the cup. And I said, that's it. There's a friggin' ghost in this place. That's why he wanted me to do this, right? So I battled with this ghost for 2 hours, man. And he was pissing me off, right? I didn't see him, but I battled with him. And I finally said, that's it. Okay, either you materialize and show me what you got, or just get the hell away from me. Because I got to do this job right now, right? So, we battled. Has that ever happened to you? Something like that?
I battled a bunch of inner demons, or I bounced for a long time. I was a chauffeur and bodyguard and stuff like that.
Right.
And you get to these certain clubs. It's just like I was a bouncer at Beso at Eva Longoria's for a couple years on and off, thanks to Robert Mukes, who is 6'11", 325. He was Rufus in House or something of 1,000 Corpses, one of my good friends. And everyone's cool when they come in at 9, 10, 11, 11:30. But after they get a few drinks in them or some rails in the bathroom or whatever they're on, their rave, then it's time to leave. Lights come on at 1:30, 1:45, got to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right.
And no, I just ordered a bottle and you mother this and son of a. And, me being a martial arts judoka is like, okay, whatever. And then as soon as they put their hand in your face, you have something to use against them. You twist them up and arm bar.
Right.
You don't choke them out because then you're liable if they get hurt. But at the same time, there's people that drive by with friggin' Uzis that hate the people next to you at the club.
Oh, man.
And, you got the gang boys and the pimps and the prostitutes and the, the party animals and the tweakers. And it's just like, geez. And they do it night after night after night.
I know.
And I got to a point where unless you're wearing a bulletproof vest and you got somebody that's either ex-military that knows how to watch your back and assess the situation, and the best cure is prevention.
Yeah.
Not dealing with it once it's happened.
No. Stop it before it happens. Absolutely.
And I'm not that big, 6'2.5", 215.
Right.
And there would be these dudes, but I'm lucky I'm here. Because I've seen guts cut out with a broken bottle and knives and, just shit missing and, ambulance come and the guy's not moving on the ground. And I didn't want that to be me.
And that does help to the reality of the characters that you portray in the movies that you do, because you do bring some real life experience of things that you've seen in that respect. And so you have a validity and an authority that comes through the camera lens, and you're believable in a very genuine way. And life experience does have a lot to do with acting.
I had so many fans on Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me, it's like some cuts go too deep to ignore that you're not bleeding. And it doesn't have to be physically. Mm-hmm. But I think getting back to this, and I worked, a good friend of mine is Chris DeRose, and he works with Last Chance for Animals. And he goes into these places that like puppy pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And
gets them before
works there for
killed.
months and months.
Yes,
and you know what I'm saying? Inside, and it gets the footage, and finally they bust them and set them free. And put guys in jail. Yeah. Same thing with kids. It's a trafficking. It's like for
it's
exploitation for
and it's
money.
worldwide.
Yeah. I hear it.
And most of the trafficking is, where a lot of the trafficking is coming from the Orient now.
Really?
It's coming from Asia. All the Asian countries are starting to traffic real heavily.
I thought you said Oregon.
No, Oregon, they're just all screwed up in Oregon.
Or receiving swollen property.
Oh, yes.
What kind of organ?
Oh, yes,
I finally cracked him up.
I don't know.
Woo! Nice. I love it, baby. You're hilarious.
Oh,
and I do voices, and I'm not picking on any one kind of type or this or, ethnicity or race, sexual preference or
Well,
whatever.
that's why I liked Mel Brooks so much, because in Blazing Saddles, he picked on everybody.
I loved it.
he Schwartz's.
Yeah,
that,
I loved it.
Yeah, I can't say that word.
Coming and going and coming and coming. That was hilarious.
When Cleon Little, it's I'm gonna put the gun to my head.
Yeah.
And he plays
he was here.
That was
the new sheriff said,
yeah, right.
Every time.
Oh, it was and the old bum on the end of the building who nobody can understand him, and he's as clear as anything, but nobody can understand him, and he keeps saying the N word over and over, right? And the end of the scene, the end of the movie, when they're all the chorus boys and they're singing in the water, and the stunt guys, the cowboy guy,
and the guy punches a horse out.
Oh, that was the
Blazing Saddles.
That was the ex-football player Alex Karras.
Yeah.
He was
and Young Frankenstein.
Oh, Young Frankenstein. Yes.
Nice knuckles. Yeah. And he's talking about the big things on the door. And,
yeah.
Oh, I love Eric Idle. I did a film with him. What's it called? The Life of Brian.
Oh, I love those.
Stuff is just hilarious.
Life of Brian and
Holy Grail.
all the Bonnie Python stuff. The Black Knight. The Black Knight.
Does your
cuts his arm up? Cuts his arm.
And fight.
I'll bite you.
What happened to that? That's what we need. You know what happened
to that? We have a problem. We have a problem with political correctness in this country. We have a problem. Everybody's afraid to say what they feel. We have a problem. No, I'm not. And we have a problem with the stuff that has been imposed on for 40 years. And it's the breakup of the American concept of bringing the melting pot together. They're separating us now more so than ever before because of control, in my opinion.
Yep.
I mean, Trump, I'm a Trumpster. Everybody knows it. And I voted for the man. I don't like what's happening with health care right now. But everything else, I think he's doing just fine. But they're just trying to take him down and take him down and take him down. The mainstream media is horrible. I don't care whether it's Fox or CNN or MSNBC or ABC. I don't care what mainstream media. It's horrible. It's deplorable that they
should put shock collars on these people. And if you report the fake news, the false is, you get shocked.
It's
and then
terrible.
after 3 of those, no more. Next.
Yeah. What happened to journalism where you ride down the middle to get the story from the left and the right?
Don't give me your opinion. Give me the facts and the truth.
Yeah, well,
give me some statistics.
We got to get back to some American ideology and concepts. Americanism, if you want to call that. And that's the problem.
How about patriotism?
Oh, gee, what's that? Yeah. Everybody's going to go celebrate 4th of July, but on the following next day, they're going to forget what they celebrated.
Dude, you see these guys at Huntington and Venice, they ask, I forget, something matters, and they do even
Black Lives Matter.
No.
Antifa?
Matters or something.
Yeah.
And Mark Dice,
I love
shows
Mark
how
Dice.
stupid the Americans are.
Yeah.
Like, when was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Right.
Who won the Civil War?
Excuse me, let me ask you a question.
What country did we succeed from?
When we fought Korea in the Korean War, what was the name of that war? They're just dingbats and numbnuts. Right.
They gives you the answer.
He gives you the answer in the question.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Was the Civil War about civil disobedience, or was the Civil War about
who fought who?
Who fought who?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I don't know. Is this a trick question?
Yes.
Oh, I watch it every night on YouTube.
Can you name the first 2 presidents? Oh, forget that one. We're talking the guys who go out with the interviews, with the microphone stick. They're hilarious, man.
And these college campuses.
Oh, Lord.
And they're breeding
what are they teaching?
Idiots, and they vote and they have kids, but they don't know who our founding fathers was, but they can tell you what show Snooki's on or who Brad Pitt's married to.
Right. Oh,
yeah. Give me a break.
They can tell you the latest rap song. Oh. They can tell you the latest EDM song.
Yeah.
You can get out there and do that real well. But they can't tell you anything about math. If you ask them to add 1 and 1, they'll say 5. I don't know.
So wait, hang on. Is this Common Core? Is this a trick? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Something major has to change, and I'm glad that I'm an American. I was born here. You know, I have a passport. I have freedom. I'm not a felon. Yeah, I should have had a rap record as long as your arm, but I've learned before cameras were invented.
Yes. You know, I'm standing.
Everything now.
Oh, man, you can't do nothing.
No.
Forget it. Right. No, yeah, that's the thing. I'm standing.
And I hate liars and cheaters and stealers, even though at my 20th anniversary, I said in front of a couple hundred people that were down at the Biltmore in Coral Gables, here's the lying and cheating and stealing. And everyone goes, boo, rah, boo, get out of there. I go, no, listen to me. Here's the lying to save your best friend's life. Here's to cheating death, and here's to stealing the heart of your loved ones. And they're like, yeah. Don't be jumping to no conclusions.
That's right. Absolutely, man. You can't. You're right. Cameras, because of our camera society, you can't do anything. I'm standing on the corner of.
I'm kind of glad that they're here now.
Well, you know, come on now. You can't do nothing. You can't do anything, because in one corner in any street in LA, there's got to be 500 cameras and 500 cars go by. Yeah. They each got a camera on their phone. Yeah. So, you know, there's nothing. There's no problems.
I hear you.
You know, so, you know, we're going to put the mafia and organized crime out of business. Yo. You got the satellite and the drones now. They're going to be following you all around, right?
Plus your phone, everything that you type or pictures or videos, it's all read.
Hey, look, I've come to the conclusion, if there's ever a sweep down at 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to be the first wave they're going to take. I know that. They'll be coming to my door. And my AR-15.
Keep your first aid kit.
My AR-15? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At least you have a chance because you have one.
Well, at least I go down swinging.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you go to these countries that, you know, let's not get on gun control. I'm a big proponent of
I'm
protection.
Second Amendment. I'm a Second Amendment guy all the way.
I'm every amendment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, freedom of speech first.
Are being violated.
And they're squashing it in Europe and all these countries.
Europe is a socialist.
Getting migrated. Like, my God, I'm sure I'm making some enemies right now. Leave them alone.
I agree with you. Yeah, I can't disagree with you anymore about that. We got to get back to some sort of sensibilities with this country, no matter what political process on the side that you're on. It doesn't matter. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Exactly. Whether you're an independent,
it doesn't make any difference.
Liberal, a conservative, a Republican, a Democrat, it doesn't matter. If you're not an American, get out.
But what they're doing is they're just taking a partisan avenue just because they want to take a partisan avenue and be obnoxious. When I was in law school, I hated law school. The first semester, I knew I was never going to be an attorney, so I decided to finish school, but I decided to be the antagonist to every professor I had, just for the fun of being an antagonist. And that's sort of what's going on in the street. People are just doing it just because they're doing it. And we've lost that sensibility and that logic and common sense. I speak about this all the time.
Dignity, pride, honor. There's so many apathetic people. Yeah.
Honor. What's that? Honor. We don't need no stinking honor. Honor. We don't need none of that, right?
Wow, yeah.
You know,
let's bring back Cheech and Chong.
I love Cheech and Chong. Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
Hey,
one
Dave.
of my favorites.
Hey.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Dave's not here.
Dave, is Dave there? Hey, man, I got the stuff, man. Is Dave there? Well, no, Dave's here, man. I got the stuff, man. The police are coming over.
And that chick snorting Ajax. Dude, they need to make more money, more movies like that.
Oh, Up in Smoke was one of my favorite movies.
Same here.
64 Chevy, the smoke barreling out of the side and out of the van that was made out of marijuana.
Yep.
You know, that's not too far-fetched, too, because did you know that Henry Ford actually had a hemp car he made in the 1920s?
Did not know that.
Yeah, in fact, Henry Ford, where his estate was in back east, in the Midwest, he had 500 acres around his estate. Now, of course, there isn't. But 100 of those acres, he grew marijuana plants that were 25 feet high.
Jeez.
And he made a hempmobile. He made 2 hempmobiles. Everything. The fuel. Batman. One of my favorite scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Gee, Batman, what are we walking on the side of the building for? And Sammy Davis Jr. pops out. Oh, what's happening, brothers? You don't remember that scene?
I grew up on Gilligan's Island. It was black and white when I was started. Okay. And we didn't have remote controls. And it was
Marianne or Ginger?
I just saw Marianne. I just saw Marianne.
She's still alive. Right?
Yeah.
Well, they're both
at
still
Melrose. My friend, Sheena Metal?
Yeah.
Rock Review?
Yeah.
She had her something 10-year anniversary or something like that,
Right.
and Marianne was there.
Right.
Amazing. Kind of hard to tell a little bit at first.
She's getting older.
Yeah.
She's got to be 70-something.
Some of the work, too.
Yeah, right.
But not as
back
bad
in
as
the day, Marianne or Ginger for you?
Marianne.
Oh, totally. Marianne, baby. Marianne.
The 3-hour tour.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight
How
Zone.
about Hillbillies? Beverly Hillbillies.
That was my other one.
Yeah, I love Beverly Hillbillies.
My dad
Do you know
is
the
a
song?
cross.
Do you know the song?
Yeah.
Do you know the song?
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was sitting up in grub, and up came some bubbling crud. Oil that is black gold, Texas tea. Well, the kinfolk said, Jed, you move away from here. Said California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills. That is fast cars, swimming pools,
and
fast cars
stars.
and movie stars. I love that. I love that, man. We got to go on the road, you and me. That's it.
This is so cool.
Yes, so man, that
You know what sucks about California?
What?
They don't have Waffle House. Oh, I love pecan waffles with grits, turkey bacon done well.
Well, you can go to
ham.
Roscoe's and get any kind of waffle you want,
Yeah,
but
I've
it's
been
not
there.
like Waffle
It's not
House.
like Waffle House.
No.
I'm from the South, man.
Yeah, Waffle House is cool.
You know
I like
Ralphie May, the comedian?
Yeah, I do.
He goes, I was, born in Atlanta, moved to Tennessee. When I was 16, we went to Texas. I'm so Southern. Yeah, I'm my own cousin. I used to do stand-up comedy, and now I do sit-down.
Yeah, well, I did stand-up comedy for about 1.5 years, and now I don't do any comedy.
Yeah, you do. You so crazy.
Oh yeah, look at that. We're okay. We got more time.
All right.
This, a lot
All
can
right,
be
caller,
done in
you're on
7
the air.
minutes.
Questions,
Yes.
please.
So I just wanted to ask Mr. Shark, Mr. Shark, why don't they call you Mr. Whale?
That's a great question, Cynthia from Wisconsin. It's because I have a dorsal fin taped down on the back of me with Gorilla Tape. But if I unstretch that and head out to Malibu, you'll see the surfers scatter. Next question.
Wow, you're so funny.
Yeah, looks aren't everything.
I just wanted to know something real good from you. All right?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
You like New York pizza? You like Chicago pizza? What kind of pizza you like? Huh?
Yeah, to me,
Yeah. Come on,
it'd have to be New York. I'm
New
sorry.
York. What's wrong with you?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of pizza in my life, but there are places, and I ain't saying Chicago pizza's bad now.
Well, I've had some pizza too. A pizza Julie, a pizza Becky, a pizza Yvonne.
And I'm all about fitness.
Oh, you are.
Fitness pizza in my mouth. That right?
I think that's pretty good, actually. Not bad for us, just
Fine.
making it up
Yeah.
as we go along.
That's to me, the key of life is improv.
Oh, it absolutely.
And also the military, the 6 P's, sorry.
Yes.
Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. And if you plan to fail, you probably fail to plan.
Say that again 5 times very fast.
Yeah. Say red leather, yellow leather 5 times.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, red.
Yeah,
yeah.
tongue twister.
Yeah,
You ain't so mucking fudge. That's a whole trucking fumble.
Yeah.
Why don't you go in your own backyard and back off?
Why don't you go with Mr. Meoff's house?
Miss on you.
Yeah,
Pister.
that's right. Connie's over there.
I miss my boys in Florida,
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale. Big shout out. East Coasters.
What are they doing, your boys?
Harley dealership and Sportsman and Marine and, fishing charter and,
Right.
Uber. We lose someone every year from cancer. And
Right. I'm
I think
sorry,
that's a
man.
bunch of bull because of the way
It's
the
cancer.
FDA. Don't get me started on the
No.
crap that they put
Come
in
on.
the food.
GMO? Come
and
on.
they spray
Toxic?
with chemtrails.
Come
What
on,
are chemtrails? Yeah.
Oh,
they
let's
don't
talk
exist.
about chemtrails.
They don't exist.
They just the clouds happen to go checkerboard by themselves
Yeah.
at 65,000 feet.
I got some friends on Facebook that are just
Come on.
dense. They don't get it.
And of course
It's a conspiracy.
the silver nitrate and the barium falls down
and
into
makes
the
a
water.
beautiful sunset.
It does. But
that.
it makes
It's
the water.
gorgeous.
The water looks really pretty.
And the land.
And the cows get really big fast when they eat.
Can we
this.
talk about Monsanto?
Oh, I
How
love
they
Monsanto.
They spray these fields, and all the stuff mists across the field
It's
a couple
so
miles
pretty in the
and
morning.
killed last year a couple 100,000 million bees.
I love the smell of ancient orange in the morning. Right?
You hear what I'm saying, though?
I told you. Man.
Because they want control.
Absolutely. Because they got to kill you.
You got to buy this food
gotta make you
because
sick.
it has its built-in preservatives and
Gotta make you sick.
pesticides. Yeah.
Make you sick.
Yeah.
There's
And here we
7.5
are
billion.
drinking. I love this.
Well, I drink alkaline
pH
water.
10.
I drink
I got a
alkaline
buddy,
water.
Gary Ballin, that sells those Kangen machines.
Yeah, I don't have one. I go get my
This is
alkaline water
amazing.
for free.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a well. It's alkaline heavy.
Sounds like a deep subject.
It's very deep.
I love you.
And
man.
that pipe goes down and it drops.
Do you drill it?
It pumps, baby. Oh. And that sucks
What about
that water out.
counterweight
Oh,
swinging
man.
back there?
Man, it sucks it out.
Oh my God.
It pumps it out and it bursts.
Oh, I have friends that are getting sweaty palms right now.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I'll tell you. Excuse me. Are you happy to see me or you just have a well in your shorts?
It's a stack of dimes.
Oh, yes, you're so
So
handsome, you.
swollen.
Yes, you're so handsome, you are. Ah.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Uh-huh.
Oh my.
I always wanted to know what the stupid lion was doing there in the forest when nobody else was around with his tail.
guys.
Because, you know, in The Wizard of Oz, his freaking tail's flying all like over here. And every time he gets excited, that tail, if you notice, it sticks right straight up.
I forget who taught me this, but here goes along with Wizard of Oz, and everything happens for a reason.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Hit it. There's a real cute girl named Dorothy who's crying.
Crying. Because of the scarecrow, the timid, and the cowardly lion.
Beep. If you're satisfied with your message, press 7. To re-record, press 3 or hang up now and dial again. Doot.
Man, you want to come in every day of the week?
I love it here, man.
This
Here's
be
a
fun.
shout out to everyone that's watching or listening. You know what? Do your part, man. It's like nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something. Smile at the guy at the drive-in, you know, Wendy's counter, or the laundromat, or the grocery store, or the gas station. Make them change their day, because there's and I don't know how much time we have left, but I'll wrap it up. If you affect one person, they will affect 100 and something people a day, and those people will affect someone else and just go, oh, I love your earring, or nice shoes, or have a great day, or, you know, safe travels. Give them a compliment. And be
Right.
genuine and sincere, because we can make a difference. We can be proud Americans. We can make this country great, but it starts with you, each one of us. Because I drive down certain streets, there's trash and graffiti and just crap everywhere. And it's like, there's no respect there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no dignity. There's no patriotism. It's like, leave it nicer than you found it and better than it was before you got there. You're
At
like
lea-
that.
At least don't mess it up any worse than it is.
Yeah. And how hard is it to bend over if you park your car and you're going to the grocery store, pick up something in the parking lot and put it in the trash can on your way in? Just that little bit. If everybody did that, this country would sparkle again.
If you can't make a difference, don't make a loss.
And if you ain't riding on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Play up.
The Jesse T Show with David Shark Freilich. Hey, man, how can they get in touch with you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah,
Give
David
it out.
Shark Freilich, Fralick. David Shark Freilich on Facebook. You know, blow me up. I don't like fakes or phonies, stuff like that. If you want to be real and have a conversation, hit me up. Otherwise, good luck on your journey. And remember, sometimes it's the tail that wags the dog.
Got that right. Can't end it better than that on thepowervoices.com and AVTV Live and the Digital Broadcasting TV Network. Hey, man.
Get him up.
Jesse Terrero with you as
Down on
we
my leg.
get down into the weekend. Have a great 4th of July. Have a safe one. Be careful. Be cool.
Bless God, America.
And if you blow some things up, make sure no one else gets blown up around it, okay?
And don't let your meatloaf.
No, never met that meatloaf. No, sir.
Ragu.
All right. Hey, you want to go out and get a soda or something?
Let's go over here to the ice cream store.
Where's my teeth? I don't know where my teeth are.
I love you. You guys tune in. The Jesse T Show.
You got it right, baby. See ya. The Brown Beauty's off duty with the shark. Oh, yeah. Hoorah. Boom.
Boom.